Gift of the Martyr. Ib is held captive by the Mekk-Knights, her wand confiscated and sealed in the core of Mekk-Knight's blue sky. However, aside from taking away the wand, the Mekk-Knights did not lay a hand on Ib. She wonders if the Mekk-Knights were truly evil as they first thought. Meanwhile, the rest of the world heroes followed the Mekk-Knights to their base, situated within the ruins of a forgotten civilization, flanked by the World Lance and the already active World Shield. However, before they could approach the shield, they are ambushed by the Mekk-Knights and fight with all their might, driven by the desire to rescue Ib. The Mekk-Knights respond by fusing into their strongest form, Mekk-Knight Spectrum Supreme. As the battle rages on, the force of Ningirsu's and Spectrum Supreme's attacks colliding blows open a hole in the Mekk-Knight base. Ningirsu signals to Lee to infiltrate the Mekk-Knight's base to find Ib. As Lee reunites with Ib calls out to her and suggests that there should be no reason to continue fighting the Mekk-Knights and proposes they halt the battle. Lee reveals her true nature, and a shadow engulfs the both of them. An explosion at the Mekk-Knight base is heard, and all combatants briefly stop fighting to assess the commotion. Ib had broken out, but her body had been taken over by Lee, becoming Knightmare corruptor Ibli. Ibli deprives the heroes of their powers and threatens to take their lives, only for the Mekk-Knights to step in and take the brunt of the blow. Spectrum is split apart, and Ibli begins extracting the Mekk-Knight's cores. In a moment of desperation and compassion, Blue Sky bestows its core and the ritual wands to Aurum, merging with him to form Mekk-Knight Avram. With the power of the key split between Avram and Ib, Ibli makes a beeline for the World Lance to activate it before Avram can. However, Avram's pursuit is halted by the Nightmares, formed from the cores of the Mekk-Knights. Ningirsu, despite his lack of power, bravely steps in to hold off the Nightmares, instantly destroying Nightmare Mermaid and drawing the attention of all the other beasts. Avram reaches the base of the World Lance, but is too late to stop Ibli from activating it. With the lance, Ibli trances Avram and collects his swords that holds his half of the ritual key. Before she can kill off Avram, Imduk intervenes and briefly breaks Lee's influence on Ib. To prevent Lee from taking over again, Ib thrusts Avram's sword into her own body despite Avram's protests. Ningirsu arrives only to be greeted with the tragic sight of Avram cradling Ib's dying body.